where the concept of a growth loop begins to form. Not just uploading randomly, but creating content that feeds into itself, where one video leads naturally into another, where viewers who watch one piece are more likely to watch the next, where your channel starts to feel connected rather than scattered. At the same time, your mindset around effort begins to evolve. You stop expecting immediate returns. You start thinking in terms of momentum, understanding that every video contributes to a larger system, that even low-performing content has a role to play in your learning curve, your improvement, your eventual breakthrough. But with this shift comes another challenge. The pressure to sustain growth once it starts, because it's one thing to get attention and another to keep it, to meet rising expectations, to maintain quality while increasing output, to stay consistent even as the stakes get higher. And this is where many creators either level up or burn out, because growth brings visibility, visibility brings expectation, and expectation demands structure, and without a system, without a clear process for creating, refining, and delivering content, even the most promising channels can stall. But if you can navigate this phase, if you can shift from chasing success to building systems, from reacting to planning, from hoping to understanding, then monetization stops being a distant goal and starts becoming an inevitable outcome, not because you forced it, but because you built something strong enough to support it. There's a phase no one prepares you for. Not the tutorials, not the success stories, not even the creators you admire. Because this phase doesn't look dramatic from the outside, but internally, it's one of the hardest battles you'll face on YouTube. The phase where motivation disappears, where ideas feel repetitive, where the excitement that once pushed you forward slowly fades into something heavier, something quieter, something dangerously close to burnout. At first, it doesn't hit all at once. It creeps in slowly. You delay one upload, then another. You tell yourself you'll do it tomorrow. You start overthinking ideas that once felt simple, and suddenly, creating content starts to feel like pressure instead of expression, like obligation instead of opportunity, and that shift is where most creators begin to lose momentum without even realizing it. Because the real challenge of YouTube is not starting, not even growing, it's sustaining energy, sustaining creativity, sustaining discipline over long periods of time where results are uncertain, inconsistent, and often invisible, and without a strong internal system, even the most passionate creators begin to drift. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Burnout is not always caused by doing too much. Sometimes it's caused by doing too little progress for too long, by putting in effort without seeing results, by feeling stuck despite trying, and that feeling creates frustration, which slowly drains your willingness to continue. During this phase, your mind starts playing tricks on you. It tells you that maybe this isn't for you, maybe the competition is too strong, maybe you started too late, maybe your content just isn't good enough, and these thoughts feel real, not because they're true, but because you're tired, and when you're tired, doubt sounds convincing. But the creators who break through this phase don't rely on motivation. They rely on structure, on systems that carry them forward even when they don't feel like moving. Simple habits that remove decision fatigue, clear workflows that reduce friction, and a schedule that turns creation from a choice into a routine. They understand something critical, that discipline is not about forcing yourself to work harder, it's about making the process easier to repeat, about reducing resistance, about designing your workflow in a way that, even on low energy days, you can still show up and create something, even if it's not perfect. At the same time, they learn how to manage their creative energy, not by waiting for inspiration, but by generating it through action, by starting even when they don't feel ready, knowing that clarity often comes after movement, not before it, and this shift transforms how they approach content entirely. And slowly, almost invisibly, momentum begins to return. Not in a dramatic way, not with instant success, but with consistency, with stability, with a renewed sense of control over the process, and that stability becomes more valuable than motivation ever was, because it's reliable, it doesn't depend on mood or emotion. And in that moment, something powerful clicks. You realize that YouTube is not just a creative platform, it's a test of endurance, of mindset, of your ability to continue when it's no longer exciting, and if you can push through this phase, if you can outlast your own doubt and fatigue, then you're no longer just someone trying, you're someone who is built for the long game. If you want next, I'll go even deeper, with Garcium Part 7. How to actually upload videos like a pro, editing, SEO, timing, and algorithm triggers, in the same cinematic intensity.